What's going on, duelists? ThePokeRapper here. Saturday was the Beast Mode Circuit Series Championship, and I won. Shout out to JG Beast Mode for running these tournaments and always ensuring that they run very smoothly as this one did. Shout out to Feng Shui, Oxymore, Ryanite on comms, and shout out to Chris, Randall, and JG for helping me test with this deck so much. I feel like I've been really vibing with this deck. I love it. Back in the day, I got regional top with Black Wings, and now since I've been playing Edison again, it's been a lot of frogs, although I do love playing everything, but frogs have been my favorite. And I've wanted to come back to this deck, so I'm very happy I was able to get the dub this weekend. I wanted to talk about the deck list a little bit in this video, but I recorded all my matches live while I was playing them and did commentary over them, like I did for War League. And in the final video at the end, I really do a deep breakdown, mostly a hype segment, about how much I love this deck and how good I think it is, why I think it's good, and why I built the deck the way that I did in the side deck and everything. So if you guys are interested in that, it will be up shortly. I also have all the replays pulled up, and I'm going to quickly fast forward through all of them now just so you guys can get a taste of what the tournament was like for me. If you guys see any plays that make you scratch your head, I am the first to admit when I do something that I'm unhappy with. I beat myself up a little bit over it, and you could see that in the live videos when I'm playing. I'll do something and then I'll say, I don't know if that was it. And that happens a little bit in the earlier rounds. Towards the end, I feel very locked in, but I do want to quickly go through these matches. So this is round 1 versus Hydro. Hopefully this doesn't take too long. Just going to be a quick showing of all the stuff, and I'll try to talk about it a little bit. I had a feeling he's playing Dragons, so not too much we could do against the deck. I just want to apply pressure as quickly as possible. So now it's turn 2, and we already have him down to about half. He's playing safely. Not going to let him synchro for Stardust there. I set the MST in anticipation of Future Fusion, which worked out pretty nicely. And now we're threatening game already, having him at 2,900. I feel like even now, if he is able to get all of his dragon stuff off, it's probably not going to be enough because we have the Kalu. He card destructions, gets rid of the Kalu, but I see my hand and I'm like, alright, I don't think he's doing 8,000 this turn. He hasn't drawn anything off Super Yugioh yet, so it's going to have to be next turn where he really makes his push. But I think the game is going to be over by then, as he doesn't run any trap cards that disrupt, unless he changed the deck list. I don't think he did. He sets a bunch of cards so he could draw with Super Yugioh and not have to discard them. I assume that those are nothing cards, and even with Tragodia, I know I could just never give him a chance to drop that card. So we take game 1 nicely. This is the first head scratcher. He set T-sets, except it's 5 back row. I read that's Morphing Jar, and I have triple bore, so I say I want to put all these cards on the field and go for a massive amount of damage, except I don't set the Compulse, because in the heat of the moment, I say, wow, I can't believe, not that I can't believe this is happening, but I'm like, wow, I'm really going to swing for this right now. If he sided a Mirror Force, that's crazy. But if my read is right and it is Morphing Jar, then I'm still going to draw more cards, so it's okay. That was my mindset at least. And I stupidly didn't set the Compulse, even though I drew the heavy and I got rid of everything, so it wouldn't have mattered. I still don't like making little misplays like that. I think, could lead to bigger misplays and whatnot, so I never want little errors like that to happen. Fortunately, we have the DD Crow, and we can get rid of his Magical Stone target, and all the plays ended up being pretty good. Drawing heavy after running over the Morphing Jar was good, and all quick Blackwing beats. Takes round 1. To round 2. Had to play my boy Ryanite. We were supposed to test prior the night before, and I guess I'm glad we didn't, because he thought I was playing frogs. And this was the first thing I really scratched my head about. Not sure 100%. I was like, maybe I should have put the Caius back. But Gear Frame starts the engine, and once he has one Fortress live, then another Gear Frame just makes that Fortress live by getting Force and whatnot. So I figured maybe I could get through the Caius once. I knew he had MST Conjunct Caius at this point, and I'm just trying to get him to waste his cards one by one so I could pick them apart. Still a scary game, though. He draws another Caius. He told me afterwards he was worried about Solemn with that play. Things are happening very quickly, so it's hard for me to assess everything right now. But... And right here, he just pokes with Unifrog for the knowledge. He knows he can't really do too much else, which was a sigh of relief for me. That Dark Arm got to stick, and after 2 Caiuses are gone, I felt pretty good. Here he opens up with a dupe, so he ends up soft locking. I think he could have bounced the Swap Frog back to hand to normal summon the dupe and then tribute the Substitute to get a hard dupe lock. But having Icarus attack is just super, super disruptive, because if he brings back Treeborn and then tries to tribute it with Substitute, we could chain and dupe misses timing. I'm the frog guy. I understand what's coming, when it's coming, and how to deal with it. So we're putting a lot of Blackwing pressure on. A lot of pressure, and I kind of read that his other card's a dupe frog, so I could just go for game right here. Super pressure. When you see the opening, you got to take it. That's how I look at it, at least. So we're 2-0, going to round 3, playing against Fitz, and this was probably the first and only time all day where I felt like I was getting just taking a beating. That's kind of what it felt like. Note that he sets bottomless right there in the middle. This was a play where I really questioned, because he's getting Future Fusion anyway, so the Wyvern's going to the grave, and I was pretty unhappy with that. But I didn't... I don't know. That's one that I'm still kind of unhappy with. Should have put the Gores back. I could admit that, and if you watch the video live, I'm like, what am I doing? So now we're in a tough spot. I mean, Future Fusion with Gores, they're kind of disrupting each other, but I mean, look at what he has set up. This is not a game I'm happy with. I could have Black Rosed at one point. I could have done a couple things differently, and this is one of the only games of the day that I am not super happy with. Game 2 goes a little bit better. He gets a Reaper attack, and now I'm thinking, man, this is just not going right for me at all so far. Luckily, doesn't hit the Blizzard. Has a Dust for the back row. Can't get around the Blizzard, though, so we're actually okay. We top deck amazingly with Whirlwind, and Gale is just so good. And we have Dark Arm. So we're able to disrupt and pop, and don't even need Gale to get around the Reaper. But even with this amazing board, he clears it with just a simple Debris Dragon summon. So now we are 1 card behind, having 3 to his 4. And when he Debris Dragon right there, that was really a moment where I said, I don't like the way this match is being played. He's really just playing well. Even though I'm keeping cards in my hand like Sirocco and Gale to follow up if he does something like this, I feel like he was just playing well, and because of that play, I was able to win Game 2, but then I really buckled down here and said, I have to play better Game 3. I was confident going into this tournament. In the way this match was going, I was a little unhappy with it. I thought about this play for quite some time, but no, Game 1, he set the bottomless there, so I put the other card on a side decked Starlight Road. Could have been something else, trying to make some hard reads here, and they end up paying off pretty well. So now the same thing is Game 2, except this time we're ready for the Black Rose with Starlight, but he's ready with my body. He gets the Whirlwind. It was Starlight Road, so a good read, but here we're already knocking on the door. We're up a card. He went first. He can't summon the Drago because it's going to die. I'm going to start applying the pressure a little bit, because I know if I Black Rose right here and attack with this freely with Kalut, it's game. And that is exactly what happened. So I really wanted to buckle down and play well game 3, and I'm very fortunate that everything ended up going our way. Life points just depleted quickly, and Black Wings have a way of putting that pressure on, and they are just at the race to 8,000. So we moved around 4. That was a good win, and I'm trying to break I have a little like 3-0 curse. If you watch my videos talking about tournaments and stuff, I'll start 3-0, and then that's when things kind of get a little dicey. So I said I don't want to lose today. I want to go undefeated. That would be the best. This might look funny, but there's a reason for it. First thing he does is remove the Mally. We're able to oppress. And look at Black Wings just putting the pressure on. 3,000, another 1,000. We got 3,000 more. We have Brain and Mind. He's at 1,000. We're looking so good, and that's going to be game 1. So I feel really good about how that game goes. This is a pretty interesting game 2. Where I think, man, that back row could be Decree, and that's going to get a little nasty, but I have to set my cards. It is Decree. I don't attack anticipating the Snowman Eater. I believe at the time it was Snowman Eater. I believe at the time I thought it was Snowman Eater, which is why I didn't attack, and it ended up being right. So we don't take any damage. I could have maybe... I wanted Bora for the Whirlwind. And here... I'm seeing the finish line even though I'm a little behind, but if I put the Decree back, I could oppress the Future Fusion, and I could solemn the back row if it's solemn. So things are going our way right here. Little aggressive, but I stand by it. I stand by my aggressive plays. And he scoops it up after that. Everything went our way that game with the... oppressing the Future Fusion, solemning the Decree. This was a bottomless. He a little contradicting right here, but didn't have a whole lot that he could do. Could have tried to play a little bit, but oppression, I mean, he really couldn't play, right? Oppression just ends the game. So 4-0. And now, knowing that it's 5 rounds, I sometimes... in the past could get complacent and be like, yeah, we topped, that's so good, but I said not today. Like I want to make a statement today. I've done well in tournaments and at the YCS Philly side events and stuff. I'm very happy with all that, but I haven't topped an online tournament yet. That's been standing in my way, and I want to make a statement today. I want to win, and I want to win in good fashion. So I said no getting complacent. We need to play our little tail off. So I want to go 5-0. I want to win this tournament. I don't want to get complacent just because I topped, although I'm very happy that I topped. But here I say we need to continue to play well. And because we have Starlight Road, I'm okay with going very aggressively here. And we have Dark Arm to back it up, so we're just sitting so pretty. Doesn't attack. Things have a little chance at getting dicey right here. A tiny bit, I suppose, but not really because we just bottomless. And then attack and attack for game. So, pretty clean. We had a pretty dominant position from the get, I think. You could take a bunch of chances against Vayu with mind controlling. Could be Vayu. Could be Hamster. Could be Raikou. I felt like we were in a safe enough position to make that play. So now his back row are pretty scary right here. He's putting a lot of pressure on. We don't have a ton to do. I think I was pretty upset not bottomlessing his Sirocco, if I remember correctly. and he takes game 2. So I'm like, alright, I gotta get locked in. I should have bottomless that Sirocco. I'm unhappy with myself. And then I draw a hand like this, game 3. Not super hard to be locked in when you open double Whirlwind, although I was a little worried because I didn't have any protection or any back row removal. I mean, yeah, Triple Clue is unbelievable. We're already knocking at the door, but I'm drawing all monsters. So if he gets all the monsters out of the way, which he does, and I don't want to not attack because then if he Kaises, I'm taking more damage, and he mills really good with the charge, hitting a Vayu and a Necro and setting a Raikou. So I'm like, this game is actually not as good as it appears, even though double Whirlwind is like unbelievable. But foot on the gas, we're able to clear everything without super overextending. And I know right here that Dark Arm, even with the double Necro Negate, we have enough attacks to get through 2 Necro Negates, and 3 is going to be enough to finish 5-0. So after 5, there we are. This is the everyone playing. Because it was invite only, it was quite the stacked roster, I will say. Very hard to go through this list and not recognize all these names. So, very good. Top 4. We have to play Ludovico Rizzo, the GOAT format, world champion, multi-time Edison topper, a friend of mine and an unbelievable player, one of the best in the world, and he's the only person in this tournament that's beaten me in tournament, and I wanted my revenge. Notice I'm not going rock anymore. We're in the top cut now. We need to shake things up a little bit. Not an amazing hand. Hoping Dark Arm could get us there, but we draw a Dust Shoot, so it doesn't matter. He has Dust for it. But Legacy gets the Raikou out of there, which is pretty nice. Again, I have all these videos live recorded, very in-depth, what my thought processes are while everything is happening. So if you guys are interested in that, I know a lot of people watch that already, and I'm very thankful for that. So thank you guys for all the support and everything. But for those of you who haven't watched that, I do enjoy the mental stuff behind the game and going deep in the think tank and really showing just everything that goes into why plays are made. And I think there's just so much depth to this game, and I like sharing it with everybody, and hopefully you could learn from it, and hopefully I could learn from rewatching it back. So here we have really nice advantage. Everything is kind of coming together now. We went first, we have 5 to his 1, and we're just kind of cruising. He has 1 good play in the grave he had too many darks for Dark Arm. So being the good player he is, he's shuffling, he's trying to do anything that he can, but we know we got this game, you know. So good game 1. Didn't seem too promising at first, but we take it, and now I'm pretty hyped. I'm just like, all right, stay level-headed and just play the game the right way, and good things will happen. I don't know why I said I'm pretty hyped. I'm happy that I won game 1, but I'm trying very hard to not think about anything else but winning game 2. That's the only thing on my mind, and we have our work really cut out for us here because it seems like we're kind of behind, but we need to play this a very specific way in order to win. Again, you'll get so much more from the live games than this, but I hope you guys are enjoying this too. I just wanted to make some sort of video highlighting the entire tournament run. Unbelievable draw of Heavy Storm right there. The absolute nuts. Absolute nuts. The saving grace with the way we were setting everything up. And now I feel like I'm in pretty good control of this game. Still can lose to brain control. Still not 100% in the clear. But starting to see the finish line. Maybe we can actually get there, and then we top deck that Blizzard, and we know that that's it. So we get our revenge on the GOAT format world champ, and now after this win, I feel very I felt very confidently. Like by round 4, I felt very good, but now I'm like, I can't let anything stop me at this point. We're undefeated. We're in the finals. I've beaten my opponent once before in this tournament. We see Dark Arm again. He puts the Dark Arm back. Questionable MST right there. And right here, I feel like I'm in a pretty good spot. I don't want that Mally to resolve. So him letting that attack go through really makes me feel like I'm in the driver's seat right here. And I think about this play for a little bit, and I'm like, that's fine. Here, this is not fine, because I do not want him to synchro, but he has Solemn, so we're still fine. I remember thinking that was bottomless, and it was, so I get it out of there nicely, and that's going to allow us to feel safely with everything going on here. I believe he had Mally on top of his deck. He didn't want to draw, so he put it on the field, and Armed Wing wins the game. So it was kind of close towards the end, but I felt pretty comfortably the entire time. Here, I'm anticipating a bottomless. I want my plus. I don't put Shura on the field. I actually opt to summon Kalut here. And with that Solemn set, I feel so good. He doesn't attack because he's afraid it's Deep Prison. We do see that that's a bottomless. I read the Snowman. Well, we're just picking up advantage very, very quickly now. We have oppression for the Stardust later on if it comes into play. We're going to be able to Kalut over the 0 right here, Chain Link 2, get our Gale. Next turn we could summon Blizzard, bring something back, and get value off the Whirlwind, so get a plus in the hand. We still have Solemn set, so we feel so good. Instantly Solemn the Mirror Force, and he has double Kais in his hand, along with a Solemn, and that's going to be it. We take the BCS invite-only championship in undefeated fashion to get our first online win. What a win. What a good day for the boy. I'm not on the format library front page yet, although I am extremely excited to see that when it happens, but they did update the ladder as far as the matches went, and I got myself up to 12th place. Now, I am extremely proud of that. When the ladder for Discord first came out, I was not ready to try to grind on there, but I was, and I was playing all the good players who were grinding it, and I was making mistakes, and I had some bad tournament runs, and my record was not that good. And then War League, I really took some good names and got some good wins, and after this, I went from like 77th to 12th, and although it's 41 and 34, that 41 is just a compilation of good players, I think, and I feel like I've been on a really good streak lately, so very, very happy to have been able to accomplish this. It really means a lot for me, and as far as all my Yu-Gi-Oh! Career stuff goes, I'm super happy about that. So if you guys wouldn't mind joining me for the addition in my profile of adding the win. Thank you guys so much for watching. Good luck in all your matches, and I'll see you in the next one.